Hey friends, Sam Haymart for Test Driven TV. I've been spending some time this week with the 2016 Volkswagen Tiguan. This was the first compact crossover from the brand, and well, it has been on the market for some time, since about 2008-2009. And since then, most of its competitors, they've grown larger. They've gotten new designs, sometimes twice over during this time. Now, in fairness, the Tiguan's had a facelift. It's got new features inside and out over the years, but even though it was top of the class when it first came out in terms of driving quality and a lot of the feature content, my question today is, does it still stack up to many of its newest competitors?
Making our test drive a unique and rare occasion is the fact that the vehicle Volkswagen sent us was a base-grade Tiguan S in front-wheel drive. This is the starting point of the line with an MSRP of $24,890. This means the smaller of the available wheels are here, 16-inch alloys, but though this is entry-level, it's hardly plain, still enjoying a good deal of chrome trims front and rear. Side mirrors are power, wipers are of the rain-sensing variety, and there are standard roof rails. You will notice plenty of transparent glass at the rear, however, as the privacy glass is a trim grade up. The liftgate is also of the manual variety, but a backup camera is standard. Overall, styling is showing its age, though many will still enjoy its utilitarian and upright stance. The cabin of our Tiguan S came in black, though you can choose a light tan color as well. Standard seats are trimmed in VTEX leatherette or vinyl and are heated up front standard. Fore and aft adjustment is manual, but recline is powered for the driver. Other notable standards are a leather-wrapped shift lever and steering wheel with a full array of illuminated controls for the instrument cluster information center and audio. The steering wheel, of course, tilts and telescopes. The base audio system includes a 5-inch touchscreen interface that displays the image from its rearview camera quite well. Sound comes through 8 speakers with AM/FM CD functionality. It has auxiliary and USB ports as well as Bluetooth connectivity, but no satellite radio.
I like the fact that they've given me a base model to test here, because so often they give us fully loaded vehicles with every option known to man. They've got the higher level trims on the dash and the seats. They've got the higher level infotainment systems, panoramic sunroofs, and it's just refreshing to get something that really reflects what a lot of people are buying out there. And the most important thing is it lets me see what the baseline quality is, because oftentimes all these options kind of mask some things that you might not notice, like the cheap materials or the cheap switchgear. So here what I'm finding is, even on the base model that you're going to get on the lease special, the switchgear is of a very high quality. The materials are of a high quality, and even though these are leatherette or vinyl seats, they're comfortable and they don't feel like they're going to make me sweat. Now, a couple things I want to point out in here that are some pretty good design features that, even though this vehicle's been on the market for some time, it's still plenty up to date. And the first thing is down here in the console, there's a pretty good size spot for your phone. I've got a medium-sized phone and it fits in there just fine. There's now a USB port, something Volkswagen's not always had, and there's an auxiliary port up there also, even on the base radio here. Also, this is sort of a Volkswagenism, the adjustable armrest. This is something that Volkswagens have had for many years, going back to the new Beetle. It's just a nice little feature, and of course it opens and you've got storage down inside there. And the best part about it is there's cup holders here, and it doesn't interfere with them unless, of course, you go all the way out here, but you can still use them down there. That's not something you always find in these vehicles. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with this interior. Now, sitting in the rear seat, I'm pretty impressed too, because overall, even though this is one of the smallest crossover SUVs in this class now, there's still a lot of room back here, and there's a couple things that I need to point out. This seat actually has a sliding adjustment. Now, a lot of vehicles in this class do, but this is one of the oldest vehicles in this class as far as how long the design's been on the market, and it's got it. It's also got reclining seat backs that allow you to sort of dial in that seat back rake, and that's always a nice feature. It takes a little bit of muscle sometimes though, but the feature's there. And of course, there's vents back here too. All of these things, the Tiguan was one of the first to offer it, and well, everyone's finally caught up.
Those rear seats fold down with one pull of a lever quite easily to a near-flat load floor in a 60-40 split. The cargo area is good for 56 cubic feet, and it was impressively lined with quality materials both at the sides and on the floor. And under that floor is a spare tire, which is fast becoming an extra or not available at all with some of the competitors. Overall, the interior was well put together with excellent functionality, comfort all around, and a very high level of fit and finish, earning it 5 stars for our test. Technologies here, even though very basic, were well done. Sound quality from the base audio system is commendable, and it offers a higher level of functionality than many of its peers. Some features like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, however, are only available in top trims. In total, Technologies earned 4 or 5 stars here. Moving to the engine bay, its 200 horsepower 2-liter turbocharged and direct injected 4-cylinder engine is a bit of a standout for standard power in this class. It comes standard with a 6-speed automatic transmission, and our tester here was front-wheel drive. 4Motion all-wheel drive is, of course, an option.
Now that's one bonus to the Tiguan. It's one of the few in its class to offer a turbocharged engine right out of the gate, standard equipment. And with its horsepower, it's way above most in the class for base power. Now, yeah, you can option some of its competitors way over this, but 200 horsepower for a base engine, in this car being as compact as it is, it's got pretty spirited performance. It puts a smile on your face, and you know, sometimes you need that. You've been working, you have a bad day, you get in the vehicle, a little punch on the gas pedal, and a smile can be just what the doctor ordered. So if you're looking down in the base grades, this is a great powertrain to have. It's got plenty of power, and with this 6-speed automatic transmission, it behaves exceptionally well. It shifts just the way you'd want it to. It's got this manual shift gate down here. You can downshift, you can actually feel that, and even though it doesn't have paddle shifters, the shifter down here works quite well either in sport mode or in the manual shift gate.
Fuel economy was quite impressive in spite of my heavy pedaling here and there. The EPA rates it at 21 mpg city, 26 mpg highway, and 23 mpg combined. My observed average was 25, which is slightly higher than promised. Even though that engine sound is a bit louder than some in its class, it offers up a neck-snapping personality that justifies the extra soundtrack. It's refined, fun, and efficient, which earns it 5 of 5 stars here.
Now when it comes to handling and ride, this earns its German pedigree, and that really is, I think, the big takeaway that I've had with this vehicle when I tested it before, and even today, where this platform's pretty old. This rides on the original Golf 5 architecture. That's 2 generations back. That's over a decade ago that this architecture, this chassis was designed. When you think about that, the Tiguan, when it first came to market, was really top of its class in terms of handling and feel. It had that German quality to it, the precision in its chassis, and it still has that. Even though Volkswagen's evolved their architectures just a little bit, this vehicle still feels top of class to me, especially compared to some of the Japanese brands and a couple of the American compact crossovers out there that still don't have this level of a solid feeling chassis, precision steering, and just a nice taut ride. One of the true tests for me on any crossover, even though this is only front-wheel drive, not really a true off-roader, is the gravel road out here in the desert. And that's because this surface does a great job of really telling me how dialed in this chassis is, how solid it is. And what I'm finding is that this has every bit the solid driving experience that I found out on the pavement. And so basically what that means is I'm not getting any shuddering through the chassis, the suspension, everything's holding up pretty firm. It's just giving me a nice, quiet ride out here, even though I'm going over some pretty good bumps and ruts. Nothing's crashing through.
One of the things contributing to its comfortable and quiet ride off the pavement was its rather tall 65 series tires on its 16-inch wheels. If you had the larger wheels and lower profile tires, you can expect perhaps a harsher and more jarring ride in the rough. Overall, I was impressed with how modern and satisfying this chassis felt in spite of its age and its design, even among its many contemporaries in the market today which have gotten quite good. It earns 5 of 5 stars in the chassis department. The one place the 2016 Volkswagen Tiguan shows its age is safety. While it performs with good ratings on most of the IIHS crash tests, it earns a marginal score in their newest small overlap crash. Additionally, the latest and greatest crash prevention and driver assistance systems aren't yet available here. Quality, however, still sets the Tiguan forward from many of its peers. In our time with it, we looked close at all of its lines, its joints, its paint, and its plastic. Made in Germany still has some weight to it, as it was near faultless with a 5 of 5 star quality feel.
Well folks, rounding it up for the Volkswagen Tiguan, let's look at the specs. Now, $25,000, this is the base model, and yes, that's a little bit more than most of its competitors on that base price, but let's point out a couple of things. First of all, this has phenomenal quality. It's got the German experience when it comes to driving and performance, and I really think, in my opinion, that's always worth a few extra bucks. But here's the dirty little secret. Volkswagen dealerships, they're hurting right now. They're stinging bad over that TDI EPA scandal you've been hearing about in the news. Even though this isn't a TDI, believe me when I tell you, if you walk into a Volkswagen dealer with a checkbook and you're qualified to buy a car, believe me, they are gonna make you a smoking deal on one of these things. A deal of a century, to be quite honest. So you can easily take quite a bit off that price, and you're gonna be at parity with most of its competitors in terms of price. And when we look at quality, it's going to be well above, I think, in many respects. Now, that said, fuel economy also very good, and so that goes into value here, which I put at 5 stars for our test. When you put that in with everything we've already talked about, we're at 4.5 stars. Very good. I'm Sam Haymart for Test Driven TV. I hope you enjoyed the ride. Well folks, if you enjoyed the test drive you just saw, click on the link right here and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We test drive 1, sometimes 2 vehicles every week, plus we have a new video almost every day. There's always something new, so stay tuned.